Hey guys, and welcome to Cooking with Na. Before you leave, please don't forget to like and subscribe. In today's video, I will be sharing with you my recipe on how to make this delicious goat meat tomato stew. Here are the ingredients you will need. We have some salt, rosemary, thyme, curry powder, Garam masala, all-purpose seasoning, bay leaves, 1 Scotch bonnet, tomato paste, garlic and herb seasoning, 4 Maggi cubes, some ginger, 2 garlic cloves, 4 onions, 5 fresh tomatoes and 1 tin tomato just because I don't have enough, and last but not least, some coconut oil. So, to start with, I will be cutting up 1 red onion to add to my bowl of mixed ingredients, which is 2 fingertips of ginger, 2 garlic cloves, 1 Maggi cube and a teaspoon of fresh thyme. I will be blending this all to season my goat meat before putting it in a pot and on the stove to steam. Be sure to empty out all the ingredients into the blender. Add a splash of water to get that nice smooth paste. Put the lid on top and blend away. Now, empty your meat into the pot and pour all of your blended ingredients inside. Add some water to the blender and empty it into the pot, which will help to cook your meat down. Now, in this clip, I've only added 1 teaspoon of salt. However, you may need 2 teaspoons of salt depending on the quantity of your meat. Place the lid on top and leave to steam for roughly 20 to 25 minutes. Whilst my meat is steaming away, I will be preparing my onions for the stew. Time to check the tenderness of your meat. If it feels soft enough, you can choose to take it out and move on to the next step, or you can add a bit more water and leave it to steam for another 10 to 15 minutes. Mind you, your meat will have the chance to cook down in your stew later on. My meat is soft enough for me, and so I will be moving on to the next step, which is to fry it down. Be sure to save all that juice because you will be needing it for your stew later. Heat up your coconut oil and begin to fry. As you can see, I am adding the meat bit by bit because if I add it all at once, it will begin to cook down rather than fry down. Begin to fry all of your onions in the exact same oil you used for your meat and leave it on a low heat because we do not want them to burn. Fry your onions for about 5 minutes only and then begin to add your ingredients that's going to make this stew delicious. So first you add your 3 bay leaves, and then you add your 3 star anise, which you need to remember to take out before somebody chews on it thinking that it's meat. We don't want that now. Then I'm adding my 4 Maggi cubes, which I have pre-crushed already. I've had a teaspoon of rosemary, which is going to make the food taste extra good and have that beautiful smell in your kitchen. A dash of my garlic and herb seasoning. Now I'm adding a bit of red pepper, not too much because my son is going to be eating this, plus I've already blended a Scotch bonnet which is already spicy within itself. Now I'm just going to add a tablespoon of my all-purpose seasoning just because I have all that spice inside of my juice meat, and so I don't want to add too much just in case my stew ends up being too salty. But you can always add a bit more towards the end if you feel that it needs a bit more. Now I'm going to mix it all up and I'm going to leave to fry for about 5 to 7 minutes before coming back. Now, after 5 minutes of frying alone, you're going to add your tomato paste. Some call it puree, some call it paste, but it's the same thing, to be honest with you. And you're going to leave it to fry for another 5 minutes. My dad always told me, leave the puree to fry with the onions. It will make your stew taste good. And so, yeah, that's what you need to do. Leave it to fry, guys. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes and we have finished frying down our puree with our onions. Now it's time to add your tomatoes and all your other blended ingredients. Mix it all up, and then you're going to add your juices from the meat that you should have saved earlier, because it's very important for this stew, guys. And then we're going to leave to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. Look at my stew bubbling away, guys. It smells so good. Okay, so now I'm going to be adding a tablespoon of curry powder. I'm also going to be adding a tablespoon of shrimp powder, which will take my stew to another level. But if you are allergic, please do not add that part. And last but not least, here I am adding my seasoned goat meat into the stew, which I'm now going to leave to cook on a low heat for about 30 to 40 minutes. And there you have it, guys. Just look at this delicious goat meat tomato stew. I hope yours came out just as good as mine, guys. Please let me know how it came out. And this can be eaten with some yam and a boiled egg, or if you fancy, you could fry some plantain and have it with plain white rice. Thank you for cooking with Na. Please let me know how it goes. Don't forget to like and subscribe.